Make an opening comment about your team this year and the upcoming game on Friday against SIU.
Right now, we really, honestly, have no idea what our team will be like. We need to get games here. We could be oriented more inside than we've ever been. We could be deeper than we've ever been. But there's so many question marks. I would assume that over the course of the first 6 or 8 games, we'll probably see players' minutes go from 8 to 30, trying to figure out the right combinations and figuring out who's going to play with who and even the style that we need to play. So a lot of unanswered questions so far this year.
How do you expect your players to handle that sort of uncertainty that hasn't been the case for the last little bit, where roles aren't defined yet? I mean, do you expect them to embrace that or have any trouble with that? I mean, that's going to be...
You would expect a little trouble because you're asking kids to do things either that they've never done because they're brand new to our system and our team, or you're asking kids to do what they didn't do in the past and are comfortable with. So I would expect a little uncertainty, a little learning error, curve, however you want to say it. We've got pieces to that would make up a really good puzzle. The question is, we're not sure if we're looking at a puzzle for ages 2 and up, 3 and up, 5 and up, or if we're looking for a 1,000-piece challenging puzzle. I don't know what that'll be yet.
Can you tell us anything about the point guard position specifically? I know obviously there's a lot of questions there. I'm just sort of assessing what you see from the
Just walked out of a meeting where we're talking about the point guard position, and we had 5 different names that we wrote down as possible. And so what that means is that we're going to have to get games here and play and see who that needs to be. The junior college transfer Danielle Woolfolk would be a logical choice. Katie Schubert would be a choice that people might not think of, but she played high point guard throughout her high school career and can handle it and do things with it, but she shoots it so well you don't want to take away from that. Jessie Ward played in high school, Shay Cross played in high school, Deja Ruffin played in high school, so there's all kinds of options. We're just got to figure out what suits our team best, and honestly do not know that right now.
How will you come to that decision? Because like you said, it's not like you're necessarily certain about all the other things either. I mean, how do you decide what the best fit is?
It's one of about 14 decisions that we've got to make, and the interesting thing is that you could answer your first question, say it's the point guard, but then after you've decided that one, you move, let's answer our second one, let's answer our post player, let's answer our 5 position. Well, when we answer our 5, that may screw up your answer on 1. You have to go back and fix 1. So it's kind of going to be a moving part, constant question and answer. You think you've got one answered, and you got to keep revisiting to make sure you do, because the combinations may dictate something different than the actual. Like, you think this is the person for you. Well, the combinations tell you it needs to be something different. So it really will be an interesting preseason, pre-conference schedule, because we will literally be probably trying every different thing that's ever been known to man. And again, since our conference we're a 1-bid league, it's all about the tournament. I mean, it really makes not much of a difference what you do in the preseason. So we're going to use that to our advantage while we try to find out who can help us have a shot to go win another championship.
Do you compare this situation to anything else you've had, being a head coach here, or even like in a different school?
Probably you could liken this to the first year that I was here. There was so much uncertainty that year. Not near as much any year after that, but that first year we had a lot of uncertainty. Who was going to play our point, and ironically, probably the point guard that ended up playing it and being good for us that year, I wouldn't have even talked about it this time of the year, and I hope that's not the case. with this season, but it's got similar things to it. You got to figure out a lot of different options, and we were fortunate enough that we did it that year, and hopefully we can do. I would love to string that season again, figuring out the way those kids figured it out, and doing what they did at the end of the year was amazing. And I would love if we could do that again.
A couple weeks ago, you talked about kind of shifting approach, talking about Caldwell's athletic ability. I know you've talked about sort of her high ceiling really since she got here. What sort of development have you seen?
Well, we've got the best post play that we've ever had here in Asia Jones, Tiara Caldwell, and Monique Jackson. And each one of them does something a little bit different. Asia's probably a little more versatile, causes some people some matchup problems, but Tiara Caldwell and Monique Jackson are big and strong enough to play with anybody in the country. I think Mo is a senior, and hopefully that maturity is going to help us out a lot. Caldwell's growing, had a great week last week. And those kids could easily be the focal point of our team. But likewise, it could be at a different position. Again, a lot of unanswered questions.
Are they all, prepared to be the focal point, if that's the way it needs to be?
Prepared to be the focal point? Probably not. I don't think any of them are prepared to be the focal point. I mean, when you had players that have come through like Butler Newsome last year, who were the focal point for 4 years, I don't think anybody's ready for that. I think that they'll learn that they need to be ready for that. I think that they'll get ready for that. But I don't think you can prepare yourself for the attention that you're going to get from other teams, for the scouting reports that are going to be focused around you, and until you've done it and seen it and felt it, I don't know you can be prepared for it. But we've got the kids that can handle it. It'll just be, again, it's figuring that out. And this is when I wish they had rules like we did in high school, where you got to play 20 games in the summer, and we could have figured a lot of things out if we could have done that. So we're going to be spending the first 2 months trying to get those 20 games in.
Once you get those 20 games in, what do you expect to see, or what do you hope to see?
I hope to see the same team that we always are. I hope to see a team that executes and takes care of the ball, that's disciplined, that defends well, that plays like a team. And I think we'll get that. It's just exactly what that's going to look like we're all a little bit unsure of. I think we made some strides the last couple of weeks, but we want to be the type of team that wins championships, and that's take care of the ball, make open shots, defend well, and be a great team. And I expect that we'll do that down the stretch. You're going to get a lot of cop-out answers for the first month, so you might could just answer your own questions and not even have to worry about me. Not sure. A lot of questions. Could be.
We're going to ask you anyway.
To ask them anyway. But when you get the same answer, just figure out a different way to, when you're writing it, just figure out a different way to write it. Make me sound intelligent. That'd be good. Can I say that stuff right now?
You already have. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Just checking.
Anything else, guys?
Well, just real quick, Friday's team, Southern Illinois, can you just kind of tell us a little bit about what you know about them?
SIU returns their 2 best players in the post, Washington and Pierre. I believe that's their names. I haven't gotten everybody's faces and names going yet. And then they return their 2 guards. One they think is going to be the all-time leading scorer. The 2 got hurt last year in November and didn't play all year. So that left them reeling for basically the rest of the season. Well, so they're back. So you're looking at they've got 4 really good players back. And I expect that they think they're going to make a pretty good splash in the Missouri Valley this year. That'll cause us some problems because they've got 2 really good guards and they got 2 kids inside that are good. So a good opening game challenge for us. Again, we're not ready, but nobody is. Nobody's ready to play until you get it going.